I still don't have a lot of mommy friends. I have a couple, and that's it.
I thought I was past all of the dating and the whole, do you like me? I like you, can we hang out?
If you find somebody like that, that person should be placed on a pedestal and their feet should be washed daily, and never let them go.
I'm selfish and I don't want to pretend to be friends with a woman just so my kid can have a play date. Hey ladies, it's Dana Loesch with Mamalogues.com. So I have a question for you. Why is it so difficult to make mom friends? Why is it so difficult to make friends with other mothers? When I had my first son, I was 21 years old. I was a newlywed and I had a baby when I was 21. And it was kind of an isolating, lonely experience because I was the only one of all of my friends that had a baby. And so instantly all of our priorities changed. We didn't have the same interests as a lot of our friends did. They still wanted to go out and go to clubs and stuff. So I tried to reach out to other women that had children that were around my son's age, and it was really kind of difficult. Essentially, it was like dating. It was just like dating all over again. I felt so ripped off because I thought I was past all of the dating and the whole, do you like me? I like you, can we hang out? That whole phase. Did you kind of go through this? How did you deal with it? What did you do? And were you able to make some friends some close friendships with women who had kids that you were able to kind of bond with? How did you all deal with it?
Dana, I am so glad you asked this question because for the longest time, I have felt completely socially inept when it came to, you know, relating to other mothers. I had the hardest time. And part of it, I think, was because, you know, I was a mom at 20, and most of the moms that I knew, you know, the ones that Paige went to preschool with or went to kindergarten with, they were all in their 30s. There's not a lot, I felt like, at the time I could talk to, you know, with a mother who, you know, was talking about buying their vacation home or go skiing in Whistler or whatever. And I couldn't do any of these things because I was worried about keeping my car running and, you know, whether or not I could make rent for my apartment.
Yeah, it is almost impossible to find friends who somehow you love, your kids love, your husband loves, and also somehow have a schedule that meshes with yours. If you find somebody like that, that person should be placed on a pedestal and their feet should be washed daily, and never let them go. I have had the great pleasure to meet some amazing friends recently, and I have found that it's when I remove the variables that things really start happening.
You're not just like testing the waters to see if the woman with whom you're speaking while your kids are playing at a playground, if she's cool. You're trying to figure out if her family is cool too, if her kids and your kids get along. When I would meet a woman that I thought I could get along with and we could, you know, have coffee or something, then I met their child, and oh my gosh, I just like don't want your kid in my house.
I figure, you know, we have to be good friends before our kids are good friends, and so I don't necessarily, you know, sort of attach the play date to the mom date. And for that matter, I don't really worry about whether the husbands get along well either.
There's a stigma that comes along with being a single mom, being a young mother. When Paige was, you know, in her toddler years, and I would take her to the park, moms would come up to me and say, "How long have you been her nanny?" And I would say, "I'm not her nanny, I'm her mother." And then they would like gasp and then, you know, run away.
I completely agree with you that there is a stigma associated with being a young mother. I experienced it as a young mother, and it seemed as though a lot of people in society looked at me because I was having a kid at such a young age, 21 years old. They looked at me like I had just completely given up on life and I didn't know any better, and that was it. That's it. Which is completely not the case. I wanted to have children, I wanted to be a mother, and I wanted to have a family.
I really had to wrestle with what it meant, who I was now that I was a mother. And I think that struggle for me made it really hard to concentrate on my friendships the way that I had. So Dana, I don't think you need to break up with your friends. if your kids don't get along, even if you think their kids are brats, just, you know, go out to coffee, make a date without the kids. It really isn't something that has to be a part of that friendship.
Any relationship, especially a mother and a child, if they don't meet a certain threshold, then I just don't have the time for them. And that just sounds so mean. Probably why I don't have any mommy friends.
Finding mom friends has gotten a little bit easier as my kids get older. I feel more comfortable in my skin as a mother, you know what I mean? And I'm able to just connect with women easier because I have a little bit more experience.
Join the Momversation at momversation.com.